Hey guys, this is Comic Ken, and we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a long day, but yeah, I'm just gonna get started and we'll jump into some drawing. And let me just say what's up to Massive Panda. How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up here. Let me make sure I got everything on. Got the tunes. Let me make sure I can hear it too. Okay, so that's plugged in, plugged in, plugged in. Good. Then I'm going to set this to 25. Then I'll go ahead and connect my iPad as well. Now we're good. All right. How have y'all been doing? Dang. There's like 3 or 4 comments already. What's up? What's up, Nick Stream? How you doing? Appreciate you coming out to the show. Ictus, how you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out. And what's up, Gart? Hoost Veen 741. Appreciate you coming out to the stream. Garth Hoost. Man, I don't know how to say that. All right, but appreciate you coming out. So let me get set up really quick. I've just got a couple things to connect and then we should be good to go. Right now I'm kind of like in this kind of middle spot where I just finished chapter 2. I still have some minor adjustments to make on it, like little things to finalize. Okay, it says just call me Garth. Okay, good. Yeah, that's best. That's for the best. But I have some minor adjustments to make on it. I just finished working on the second issue of, what do you call it? The comic, what's it called? Oh, Bizarro Superman with Nick Patera. So I've been assisting with colors on that, and we just wrapped up issue 2. So yeah, they've been scrambling to get that one done, and now it's ready to go. So and then what else? Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm just kind of in between stuff right now. I'm writing out chapter 3 and gonna submit that to my publisher so they can like help me edit it and strengthen it for the full like release. So okay, here we go. Ow. And basically lately I've just been having like, it's just I've had like a really bad sleep schedule. So now I have to like stop sleeping at a certain time so I can hold on, let me see. So I can be awake during the day. Because these days I've just been so tired during the day that I'm just like, okay, I need to get to sleep at night at a reasonable time so that I can be awake for the rest of the day. So yeah. Okay, so here we go. That's ready to go. And then I wanted to show y'all like a little bit of page 2 that I'm working on. Like this says, damn, you're working on a big comic of Bizarro with 2 powerhouse creators. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah. That's the colors I've been doing. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a video on it at some point. I just had to ask Nick if it was all right to share that online. And he said, yeah, it's no problem. So I'm gonna do that in a video at some point soon. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll continue on with the show. All right, let me see. Share screen. Okay. All right. Entire screen. Share. Okay. Oh yeah, and this is just like the illustration from the, well, not illustration, but it's some of the comic panels from page 2 of of chapter 2. And yeah, I was particularly proud of the monster design up here. I still don't want to show the full connection between like what the main villain looks like and this design here, but I just wanted to be there present in people's minds, like, oh, this is the thing that she's having to go up against. So yeah, it's just that's just one of the pages I was working on from last issue, and now I'm designing a character for chapter 3. His name is Chris, and he uses like a sword. So I've just been like kind of sketching him out and figuring out how to what's the word, like how to draw him better. Like this is like the first few times that I'm drawing him and I'm getting his design better, but it's not quite strong enough yet. It's not quite where I need it to be. Like, I think maybe he should have some more scars or maybe tattoos somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to make him look cool and all that stuff. So yeah. And I based him off of some of my favorite characters in anime and manga and all that. So yeah. Let me see. Sir Sweet Kick. I don't think I've seen you before. But welcome to the show. He says, do you sell not safe for work art of your characters? No, I don't. I don't at the moment, but the most quote unquote not safe for work thing I ever did of my characters is this piece right here. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Actually, I don't want to show anything weird. Let me pull. Okay. Okay, cool. Let me see. That's not what I want. I don't want to accidentally share any of the Bizarro pages that I've been working on. Okay, there we go. Why is that taking forever to pull up? Man, that's weird. Maybe there's a quicker way to show it. Let me put it in this view. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let me take out a solo layout. So this is like the closest that I've done in that like in quote unquote like not safe for work. Like it's more cheesecakey than not safe for work. I don't know. I don't really have a personal line of how far I'm willing to go, but there's a lot of covers that people do for, what do you call it, like Kickstarters that are like super super sexual, and I'm just like, okay, maybe that's the line for me because it just gets a little bit too much. But stuff like this is all right. It's not something I would make a habit out of, but I'm not like a freaking Puritan, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, I'm not above doing stuff like that, but it's just how I feel, and it's just a process of feeling it out. I don't want to like go full on, but I do have characters that would be more in that vein, like would be more uh what's the word, cheesecakey or not safe for work, to go in that way. So but the main character is just like, we'll hold off on that. But yeah, let me see. Victor says, master class using muted colors to help complement an art style from Nick Patera. Muted colors. Muted colors to help. Huge congrats on working on such a huge project, Bizarre Year None. Yeah, that's what it's called, the full comic. I did a full page of colors in issue 1. I don't think there's a way to show it on stream without like pirating the issue. But yeah, they didn't really change that page, so I was just like, all right, nice. But for the most part, I've been helping on the shadow work. So I'll do the shadows and get the page started, and then that helps the main colorist Michael Garland to fully flesh it out and have a good head start on coloring the page. Let me see. Let me say hi to Paul. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Appreciate you coming out to the show, dude. Right now we're just drawing, designing a new character. I did have another illustration that I was working on. So this is like, I don't know, this is a picture of a character that's coming up in the next chapter. I don't know if he'll wear gloves even. Like, I just don't, there's a lot of stuff I haven't really figured out about him just yet. And I'm still working on it. Like, I'd have to talk to my publisher, like, oh, what do you think about the design? How do you like it so far? And she can help me like figure out like what works and what doesn't. But let me show you some other like little sketches of him. So that's more illustrations of him. That's kind of what he looks like a little bit. That's kind of an outfit thing. That's kind of what his shape, like his body shape in general. Sorry, yeah, I just keep overdoing that. And then there's like the glasses layer where I drew some glasses for him. Okay, yeah, there it is. And there's some more like just sketches trying to figure out like, oh, what does this guy look like? I know his personality in the story, just not exactly all the other things. So I'm just trying to feel it out right now. Like, I got a good general sense of what I want him to look like, but I'm trying to inject more life and more like dynamism to his design rather than having all the angles be straight down the middle. Like, he's not, if you're thinking about like a square type character, all the design elements will be straight down the middle, but he's more like a speed type character. So he's going to be more like triangle shapes. And I might do something like that and then more diagonals. So triangle shapes and diagonals. So I kind of want to do something like this, and then I kind of want to split down there, and then have this be like where his sword is holstered, and then his sword. I was thinking it would look like this originally, like with an arrow point type thing where he's got like a rapier type sword, but I wanted it to be more like Kenshin's sword. And then I saw that some of these types of swords have this type of blade shape, which is what I wanted more with his move set. I didn't want to go like it's kind of played out to give black guys a like a Japanese sword. So I was just like, all right, he's British actually, so I want to. Okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, I want to give him more of a, like a British type sword. I'm going to give it a long handle so he can go two-handed if he wants to. And then it'll have the hand guard there, and then it'll just be a sword like that, and it'll be holstered to him like this. And what I'll do for this top part, I'm still not sure, and I don't know if I'll give him a long neck thing. And when he's introduced to the story, I don't know if he'll be wearing his full uniform. Like, there's a lot of stuff to consider, especially with the first appearance of a character. But you do want to make him look cool. But depending on the story, like a lot depends on the story as well. Like you don't want to make him look too cool if the story doesn't call for it, because he's supposed to be in sort of a weakened state. And I don't know if I want to give him like stripes. I don't think stripes is the move, but something cool. I don't know, like lines or some design element to make it look interesting. Maybe he'd have like lightning streaks going through his clothes, but he's not like a real lightning type character. I just don't I don't know, like some element that isn't normal, some abnormal element maybe. Like what if the top was black, all black, and then the middle part was like lines, the part where his knees are, and then I fill this in with black. Whoops. See, that's character design. Like I'm not a good character designer. I'm not like specifically a character designer. I just know what works for my own characters, and I'm like, okay, well, I kind of need to figure it out fast and just think about like, okay, what type of person are they? What is their personality? What kind of shows their who they are as a person, and how can I best convey that in their design? So that's really all character design is. And then you just look at other designs that have done a good job, or that you have responded to well in the past, and you can get good ideas from how those characters have been designed. So I'll show you like the sheet for let me save this first. I'll show you the sheet of characters that I based my character's design on, and give you an idea of like where I'm getting his elements from, because there is just a mishmash of some of my favorite characters in existence, so where is it? There's this app called VizRef, but I don't see it. Okay, there it goes. And so I have these sheets for Vivi and Chelsea as well. So yeah, this is his design sheet. So I'm really trying to get to this shape somehow. So he's like based kind of on Kamina, Gene Starwind. He has like Kenshin's eyes, and I guess nose, like how it would be in the earlier anime. But he kind of acts like Gintoki for the most part. But he's British too, so and then he has some like he's kind of like got the black version of like Vash's hair. And he has glasses as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to make him look cool as possible. And these are just some random characters. I don't know who this guy is. And he's like British, so he's got kind of a situation like this going on. So yeah, I don't know who this character is either. It says Safa, but I don't know who that is. And this is somebody else. I don't know whose art this is. I mean, I guess that's the signature down there, but yeah, this is just like the sheet where I just collect a bunch of references for how I want the character to look. And then I just sort of put it all together and try to figure out like, okay, what can I give him separately that'll make him look interesting? And then I don't really finalize the design until the very last moment on the page. Like I draw it on the page and I know how he's generally gonna look. Like this over here is about the closest I've gotten to like how he's gonna finally look. That's the closest I've gotten. But it's still not quite it. So yeah, I'm still figuring it out, but it'll be there pretty soon. And there was another drawing that I was working on. Let me see. Oh yeah, these are all the Bizarro pages. So I was working on this little type of sketch drawing where this would be like the little sketch at the end of chapter 2. And so it's just Chelsea and Bibi like wandering through the halls of the lone place that they went to, and they come across this random room, you know, and it's just kind of weird that they have like a whole what do you call it, water park inside of it. Icta says, listen bro, non-canon Broly was so cool everyone forgot the origin of his hatred towards Goku and he didn't let them sleep because of his non-stop crying. Yeah, 100%. Character design isn't easy, especially if you're dead serious about factoring in function. Oh yeah, I tend to think about more of style rather than function, but then I get tripped up by function where I'm thinking like, okay, how is he gonna realistically put this on and take this off every day, and is it easy to do, or and that kind of stuff. Because I could go full on like what's the word, full on Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts and give him all the zippers and pouches, and I think I might like to do that, but that might make him stand out too much. But he is a different type of character compared to the main two characters. Let's see. All right, y'all can see me good. Secret to character design is silhouette of the character, how they look without them saying a word. The person looking at it tells them who they are. Yeah, 100%. The silhouette for this character is already mostly there. Like he'd be recognizable even if you in black, like completely silhouetted in black. Same with Vivi. Like Vivi's recognizable silhouetted in black. Chelsea is recognizable silhouetted in black. So as long as the character is like, you can tell who they are without anything else, that's all you really, that's the main thing to really focus on. Because you can tell who Hank, even though Hank Hill looks like a normal guy, you can tell who he is just off of the silhouette. So he is a good character design because he's recognizable just from that. Um, and that's how iconic characters are born. Is like, okay, from that black and white image, can you tell that this character? Can you tell who this character is? You can do that with Luffy. You can do that with Goku. You can do that with Ichigo, um, Naruto. You can do that with all of them. And that's one of the secrets to like iconic character design is can you tell who they are from the silhouette? I'm not sure if a lot of manga these days have that down though. I think they're missing that. That might be what's missing from Shonen Jump manga these days. Um some of the censorship from Toonami, hold up, I don't remember this. Yeah, All Out Star was great. It was really fun. Let me see. Midwest Devil. Hey, what's up? I don't hold on. Okay. Yeah, my stream wasn't showing up for a second there. And I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm not like lagging out too much. But yeah, so Midwest Devil, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming out to the show. And good luck working on your comic, man. Keep getting after it, dude. Or lady, I don't know. Let's see. Master Panda said, I had Outlaw Star from a friend who may have sailed the seven seas, and I watched it like 15 years ago. Yep. Nice. Midwest says, very bleach. Reminds me of that Rukia and Orihime page. I don't know about the specific page, but I love Bleach and how he draws and all that stuff. Damn, Playground Secret Lab signing me up as a lab rat. What the? Master Panda says, Ken, is that an actual part of the comic story, or is that just a random illustration to throw in at the end of your comic? I'm working on that type of stuff right now, so I don't have blank pages. Yeah, this is the illustration I'm working on right now is just a random little thing to throw in at the end of the comic. It's kind of like when you read the end of a manga chapter and there's like this extra little illustration at the end. That's what I'm drawing here because we didn't really get to explore too much of the location that they went to, so I wanted to throw this in as like, oh yeah, like this is some extra stuff that they saw. All right, let me grab the shadow color and then just go from there. Why did I use that color? I could use any other color. Let me try something else. But first, let me color in. Okay, so y'all can see what I'm doing. Good. I still got to finish that like witch illustration. That was like really coming along, and I just sort of stopped working on it. Let me just open that on the side somewhere. Okay, it looks like that one's the more done one, but I'm gonna open them both just in case, because sometimes my iPad will save two versions. Okay, yeah, this is the less done one, so this is more done, and this is the one I'm gonna finish. So I would want to go all out on this illustration and make it like what's the word, make it super beautiful and painted. I would paint over this and make it like top tier and whatnot, but I can't really. I just don't have the time, so I would just do the last little finishing touches on it and call it. You know what I mean? Like, not everything I want to make perfect can be perfect, so it's more important that it's just done rather than perfect. So what I'm gonna do for this one is just do like, and I won't be able to finish it here on stream right away, but whoa, yeah, there we go. She needs pupils there. There we go. Nice. So weird how she looks different with pupils there. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is go to this layer. Put some shines in there. There we go. And then one thing I like to do is I'll go into the flats, color in a little shadow for her eyes. And this is something I just started doing on the latest chapter of Saintly. So I'll color in the shadow area of her eyes. And that can serve as like the dark contrast for the shine that comes on the other side. And that looks nice. Then I want to put some shine in her eyes, and then I want to make her eyes a little bit more blue. So let me check the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, it was a fun twist that is threat level equals to Frieza for a non-canon character. The story pacing was great overall. The mystery of the legendary Super Saiyan myth alive and destroying planets. I guess that refers to Broly or something. Let me say what's up to John. What's up? Appreciate you coming out to the show. Right now I'm just working on everything, man. I'm working on a bunch of random illustrations because I am, let me see, working on a bunch of random illustrations because I'm done with my chapter I'm done with chapter 2, so I'm just like, okay, well now I can go back to some of these illustrations that I wanted to do before. And I want to make her eyes a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more blue. As long as they're anything like a light shade of blue, then it works. Though I do want to, yeah, I want to keep it like that. Okay, then I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna take her shine color and then I'm just apply it to her eyes. And I don't want it to be as yellow, so I'm gonna make it completely white. I'm gonna do the same shadow trick that I did with her friend's eye. So I'm gonna select the inside of that. For some reason, I woke up thinking like, of some like normal advice that you get from any like creator, any comic creator, about how finishing something is way better than perfecting it. Because there's some arts that there's some pieces that I want to perfect, but when I think about trying to perfect them, I never actually get to them. Like the pressure is too much and then it never gets done. So I'm just like, well, instead of trying to do that, let me just work on actually finishing it, and we can worry about making it perfect later. Okay, so there we go. We'll just erase that. Nice. That looks good. Sick. Nice, nice, nice. And then I do want to erase the light in her area as well. Yep. Oops. Hit the erase. I'll erase on the shadow part only. There we go. Nice. Now they look a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. And I'm going to go to the flats. And even though this is so small and minuscule that nobody will ever see it, I'm just going to do it anyway. And color in all those loose pixels that aren't green. And then I'll hit save. And then I'm going to leave Chris alone for now. I'm going to go back here. And I'm going to save this again because I don't know why it just unsaved it. Midwest says, which character of yours is the hardest to draw / plan for? It's got to be these girls over here. Let me show you. Because I was struggling for like 2 weeks on their design just for them to be like two characters that show up for like a couple seconds. And then they're done for the rest of the chapter. Let me make my screen bigger. Yeah, so these girls were like the hardest to draw, and they're not even main characters. So, okay, there we go. Can you guys see it? There we go. That's better. Yeah, they're not even main characters, so I don't know why I spent so much time on their design. I just wanted their personality to come out in the clothing that they were wearing. So I spent like way too much time on their design, trying to make it like unique and like stand out. So yeah, they were the hardest to design. Whereas the main characters or pretty much everyone else just kind of had like a basic regular type thing. Like this girl is kind of modeled after the police. She's not really like super like, it's just to get the basic idea of her character across, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the characters that were the hardest to design. John says, don't psych yourself out. It's your art and your vision. Trust your strokes. Yeah, 100%, man. I am getting more trusting in myself as time goes on. And I think it's because I just don't have time to doubt myself anymore. Back when I was starting out, there was all this time to like be like, oh man, am I good enough? Is this the right stroke? Is this the right drawing? Like, now there's like no time to do any of that. So I just draw and just go as fast as I possibly can. I wonder what color. Like, there's a lot more trust in myself these days rather than before where I was just kind of doubting everything. I was always trying to do things perfectly, but I do have like a vision. I do have like a style I want to hit, but there's no way to. I kind of like this color, but I want to see other options. There's no way to actually do that style until I actually just do it. You know what I mean? Like there's I've always wished for a time where I would have a chance to slow down and really take my time with a piece of work. Like take my time to study, learn, figure out a piece of art and just go for it. Huh. I wonder if that works. I mean, that looks okay too. Maybe it's better than having her stuff be pale, and then it kind of matches her top. So that is not bad. Let me just hit save. But what was I talking about? I was trying to figure out like what is the best way to get to my. Oh yeah, I've always wanted and wished for a time where I could just focus and learn and dig into a drawing. And as a professional, you don't really have that time to do that. Because I asked, like, one time I was at the Kubert school and I talked to Adam Kubert. We were in his office for something, and I asked him, like, do you, like, since you started your professional career, have you ever had time to, like, study and learn new skills and whatnot? Because he was showing us a piece that he did after he learned how to do scratchboard on this Wolverine illustration that he did. And he was just like, yeah, I've never really used scratchboard before, and this was good practice. And I asked him, like, oh, well, do you ever have time to practice these days, like learn new skills and whatnot? And he was just like, oh no, of course not since I started my career. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? And now that I'm drawing like Saintly and I'm drawing it like full time, I realized, like, yeah, there really is no time to sit down and just learn a new skill. You kind of just use the skills that you have and use that to try to make a living, like make money and whatnot. And you just kind of have to go, like, use the skills that you've learned over time, and you don't have really that much time to pick up anything new. You're just using what you've already learned and what you already know. And I was just like, oh, because I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I want to be able to learn new skills, but there's no time to do that. I have to just learn as I go. That's the thing. It's like, learn as you go, and whatever you figure out, it becomes part of your repertoire. I'm lucky I learned a lot going, like, early on when I was starting out, because now I have a lot of skills that I can use going forward. But if I didn't learn all that earlier on, then I just wouldn't have those skills. And what else? The skills that I have, I can expand on them. I can learn new things. I have a solid enough basis of skills that I can learn new things from what I already know. Let me see. Like, even doing something like this is just based on knowledge I gained from painting a long time ago. Like, there's a whole bunch of skills that I know that I haven't applied because there's either no time or it's not necessary. But I could whip out that skill at will, or I could use that when I need it. But most of the time it's just not needed, so I don't even try to use it or anything. So yeah, we got a good lighting situation on her leg there. That's nice. And then I want to put some lighting on this piece of wood. And where's this? Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah. My bad, y'all. That was my mom. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this highlight situation. Let me see what y'all's comments are saying. Let's see. How many chapters do you have to make in total? That's what Bloodness is saying. Appreciate you coming out to the show. Welcome. How many chapters do you have to make in total? For this first volume, is just going to be 15. So I am on chapter 3. So yeah, it'll be 15 chapters, and that'll cover the full first story arc. And then it'll be done. Let's see. Hold on, let me read this. So Jump says you are all in. Where's the? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. You are all in, locked and pushing forward. No time for doubt. You are doing it right. The more you do, the better you get. 100%, man. Yeah. Garth says I've never read Saintly yet, but I'm interested in your series. Yeah. Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's not fully launched yet. Like, you guys can read the black and white chapter on my email list. It is like not lettered fully. Like, it's not the fully edited version that you would get in this little mini volume, and these aren't even for sale yet. I just sold them at a convention just to see like would people want it, and that's the fully edited version, and that is what we're launching in October. So until then, I'm just going to be working on getting the chapters out as fast as possible, and just keep that pace going from there. Let's see. Jom says keeping your art simple is an asset. It will give you much more time to focus on other aspects that really need it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, keeping the art simple is really important, because I'm working on like the Bizarro book with Nick Patera, and his art is so complex that there's no way it's really hard for him to get a monthly book out, because his art is like so detailed. Like, I can write and draw and color my own comic and do that all in a month or so, but if I were to draw like Nick does and be really detailed for it, like really detailed about it, I would need so much help doing that, because he draws everything. He'll draw the backgrounds, he'll draw everything and all that stuff. So yeah, his stuff is really complex in the style. Master Panda says, yeah, I remember in the early 2010s people were telling me I needed to learn Sketchbook Pro after I already spent half a decade learning Photoshop. Nope. And now everyone moved on to Procreate. Yeah, everyone moved on to Procreate, and I was just like, I mean, I'll give it a shot. It's only $10, but I was just like, yeah, I don't like Procreate. Yeah, I can't really deal with the interface, because it's too simple for me. I like using Clip Studio's robust like interface, because it just gives me more options of what I can do to draw. And what is it? Photo, and it's like Photoshop in that way. Like, see, like they even have their own let me see. They even have their own. Wait. Cancel. Open. Oh, whoops. They even have their own like Clip Studio we'll close and switch to simple mode. All canvases. I mean, if I want to make this point, I guess I have to. Let me save and close and just switch. So they have their own. Yeah, this is their Procreate version, where it's like a simplified version. I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it. I need more options. So I always, if I accidentally hit that, I always switch back. I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it. In fact, I should turn off this button, because I literally never use it. If I hit view paper, maybe there's like I don't know, like an option to turn that off. But let me have this one come back up. And let me see. Bloodnest says, wow, 15, was it your decision? Hope everything works out. Yeah, 15 was my decision. And I know I can do it. I just need to believe in myself. I mean, like that's the lowest amount of chapters that I can possibly do and still have the full effect of the story reach people. Like if it was more, like if this arc had more chapters, it would be, I think it would, like people would feel the effect much deeper. But 15 is the absolute minimum amount of chapters that will still give people like, oh, this is what the story is about. This is the full effect of what I'm supposed to feel. Because if it goes any lower than 15, then I'm gonna have to cut out characters, cut out plot points, all this kind of stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I gotta use 15 at the very least. Hey Dale, hey, what's up, man? He says I'm a Krita man myself. Yeah. I think Krita was created by some guy. Is not even some guy. His name is David Revoy or David Reroy. I think it's David Revoy. But yeah, I think he created Krita, and he's just like, he makes this webcomic called Pep something like Pepper and her cat. It's like this witch comic, and it's really well drawn, and it's really really good. But yeah, I learned a lot from him, like in my early days, just looking up tutorials and whatnot. But I never used Krita like that because I got Manga Studio early on. CSP is really good. The comic stuff specifically is a game changer. Yeah, dude, I love getting all the downloads off of the Clip Studio asset store. Like people just have free stuff that you can pull from there and use in your projects, and you could just get all these effects, and you're like pretty much set. You don't have to do like this type of effect is really common in manga and anime, and I'm just like, oh yeah, so I can just download that for free from the store, and I don't have to draw it every single time. Like you can save so much time that your assistants would use if you had assistants and whatnot. So yeah, that stuff is great. Master Panda says, is Clip Studio the one that used to be called Manga Studio? Yeah, 100%. Manga Studio is what I had before I switched to my laptop, my iPad, and my MacBook. It was called Manga Studio 5. Dale A says Pepper and Carrot. Yeah, that's the comic, and it's really good. Favorite brush? I do not have a favorite brush. Well, actually, yeah, I do. But it's not. I don't even call it a brush, but it's more like a pen tip. I use the one that I like the best is this this AA ink brush. This one's free, and I use it for inking all the characters because it gets me like the thinnest lines, but it can also get me some nice thick lines as well. I used to like this what was it called? Hemog. Yeah, I used to like the Hemog pen as well, but it just didn't do the lines that I quite wanted. So like they look as natural as I can get them to look is how I want it, how I want to draw. But for me, the AA ink brush had much more like naturalistic lines and much more thinner what was it called, ebb and flow to it. Like you could get much thinner lines, and it had much more line stability, so I just like that one better. So I'm going to erase that layer, and then I'm going to do Says Midwest says, "Ooh, ink brush is great for fire." I haven't even tried that before. Okay. So let me make sure all these shadows are good. And then I want to put, oh, you know what? Ooh, that's going to be so fire. Okay, let me put the shadows first. But I'm going to do, I'll show you what I'll do. Oh. Okay. Get the shadows here. Let me go back to the mapping pen because that one's been helping me out recently. And yeah, I like the concept of liminal space in the back rooms and all that stuff, but now it's just like mainstream, you know what I mean? Before it was this cool little niche community thing that people would get into. Now it's just like this blown up massive phenomenon, and it's like, oh, there's a backrooms movie, but I don't know if it's gonna keep that same liminal feeling or that same feeling of liminal space where it's like the in between worlds type feeling, where it's just like nobody else is here and you're just in this space alone. Like, look at this place, like that I just drew. This is a place where nobody else is, and if you walk in there, you might not walk out for a long time. Nobody else is there, but you don't know that for sure. And liminal space is like that, where it's just this weird, like, this is more like a parody of liminal space. This isn't this image that I'm drawing right now doesn't really capture the spirit of what liminal space is, because this is just an idea within the broader concept of liminal space, where I'm drawing the pool rooms, where, you know, you can wander into the pool rooms on one of the levels of liminal space, right? But this isn't quite capturing the essence of it, because there's two characters staring into another area, and it's not quite what liminal space is. You know what I mean? If I were to do it quote unquote correctly, I wouldn't even have the characters here, or I might have just one character there. Let me, when I do it in the future, I more want to capture the essence rather than the parody of it. So what the Backrooms movie is, what it looks like to me from the outside is like, it's going to be a, not a parody per se, but a mainstreamification of the idea, rather than what the idea, the spirit of it, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like, oh, this is liminal space for the masses, you know what I mean? But liminal space to me is different. It is, let me show you. I have like a whole bunch of freaking, yeah, I have like a whole bunch of Pinterest boards just dedicated to this one idea. Like, this is what liminal space looks like to me. This is the spirit and the vibe of it. Like, there's nobody else around. You're a lone character in a place alone, and you're just in this huge space, this huge area, and it might be kind of weird, it might be dangerous, but maybe it's not. But you know, you can't really tell, you don't really know. And then the colors are muted, and it's just sort of this weird vibe. And it's hard to put your finger on what makes it weird, but the Backrooms is the most universally recognized as what liminal space is. But to me, this is what it is. Like, this is weird. I think this is this might be Ico, the video game, but this is the spirit of it. You know what I mean? This is what it actually feels like. Like, look at that guy. He's weird, but it's not even about the guy. It's about like the space, and then there's this spirit within it, or this thing within it. I'm gonna put that on my board. Or this is like freaky. And yeah, that's what the spirit of liminal space is to me. It's like it's more like a vibe that goes beyond labels, like the back rooms or the pool rooms or whatever. So what I'm drawing right now is just a parody of it. It's not really like the actual thing. There is a board that I do have that I want to show y'all. Okay, yeah, it's within this one. I hope I don't get demonetized. I just showed titties on there. Yeah, I have a board that is just called Liminal, and it's even more direct. This one I think is AI. I'm pretty sure this is AI, but it just has that. It has that vibe, and AI is actually surprisingly, not even surprisingly, but is really good at making these liminal spaces, because AI makes things that don't make sense, and that they're really it's not a human creation, so it makes sense, like that look dreamlike, because they're not made by human hands. So AI is really good at making liminal spaces, because it's just mismatching a bunch of human elements, but not really understanding why they go together. And that's kind of what liminal space does in general. Like, this is a real space, this is a real place, but it doesn't look like it's barely holding up together. Like, if you step on it, you might fall. It looks kind of sturdy, but maybe there's some rickety edges. And then Tsutomu Nihei, the creator of Blame, he's perfect at doing like these liminal type spaces. Like, he's perfect at doing that. They saying manga name. I don't even know the name of the manga, but it's from Tsutomu Nihei 100%, because he's just good at drawing that type of stuff. Like, that's amazing. What else? Like, I just like scrolling through these boards every once in a while, just to, get my mind in that mood. And back in the day, when I was originally like looking up this type of stuff, it used to just be called like Mood Odd or something like that. I would look that up on Tumblr, and it would just be like Mood Odd, like Odd Mood or something like that, where it's not a conventional space or a conventional thing. And it wasn't under this banner called liminal space back then. It was just like ethereal mood or atmospheric mood. It was more about the vibe rather than the name. Now that it has a label on it, which you can call it like liminal, now that it has a label on it, there's all these games coming out that use the label. There's all these there's a movie coming out using the label. There's all these, like, everything uses the label, and it kind of takes away a little bit from the feeling or the spirit of it. But yeah, that was just like my little quick crash course in what liminal spaces is. Midwest says it's a combination of unsettling loneliness mixed with uncanny valley. It can also be comforting too. Like, it can also be a very comfortable type thing as well. What's your favorite space for a liminal space? Like hallways, pool room, concrete structures? My favorite place for a liminal space, that's hard to say. I think it's like underground places with weirdly colored carpet. Yeah, underground places with weirdly colored carpet, and then the water is off somewhere else. Like, it could be like a pool or something like that, but it's safe to go into the water. It's just optional, but it's not surrounding you. That's what a liminal space would be like for me, or my ideal place to just run around in. There's this video called Minecraft by Terminal. No, not Terminal. By Trine Plague. TRYNEPLAGUE. And they made one of the best Minecraft liminal spaces ever. And that's my favorite place that I wish was real and that I'd visit if I could. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock this because I don't even know why that's unlocked. And then I'm gonna select the water here. Select. Here we go. And then I'm gonna go to KOs. What is that? KOs. Oh, right. I'm gonna go to reflection. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I'm gonna take my selection tool. I'm gonna hit display color. That way I can take the actual color I need. And then I'm just gonna paint it on top of this water here. So actually what I need to do is take this color first, and then I'm gonna paint that on top of the water. Then I'm gonna put that underneath my shadow layer because that's where it needs to go. Right, there we go. Cool. And then I'm gonna take this, take the color from there. And then Midwest says my personal favorite for me is the Dreamscape primary color playground. LOL, perfect combo of nostalgic and unsettling. Oh, that's nice. Dreamscape primary color playground. I think I know what you're talking about. Because I can visualize it just based on what you're saying. But yeah, that's dope. Okay, what's time is it actually? It's actually 9:40. Well, this one always says like 9:41 p.m., but it's actually just 9:40 in general. But what was I saying? I wasn't really saying anything. But I've recently been watching this guy named Lamb of God. He's working on this animation called Cassandra Complex. And I just like his vibe on his live shows. Like he's really an engaging speaker, so I like hearing what he has to say about working in animation or doing whatever it is he does over there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the animation he's preparing, that he's cooking up, so that'll be interesting to see when it comes out. And here I'm just guessing where the slide is going to be in the reflection. It's not a perfect one-to-one where it's going to be, but it's just good enough, I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay. All right. Oil paint. Right. Okay. There we go. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna have to take my pencil, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a separate layer for that, actually. And you know what? Should I do a multiply? Ooh, yeah. I think that'll help. Do a multiply layer. Yeah. I'm gonna do multiply here as well. But I wonder what would happen if I did overlay. Actually, I take that back. And really, when you're coloring, like, or at least when I color, a lot of it is just, figuring out what looks good is just using your base knowledge of color theory, and then using the layer, what's it called? The layer tools to make things look different. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do so it has 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. That's not bad. And I haven't really drawn a lot of stuff on the water, but this is just based off of like head knowledge of how water reflections work. So it's not going to be exact, or it might not even be that good, but it will be what I need it to be right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a light. I'm going to put a light highlight around the edge of the water. I'm going to turn off the border so I can see what I'm doing. And then I want this layer to be actually over the line work. Oh, which is why I need to deselect. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That way. It just needs to touch the edge of the water there. Where are all these bugs flying from? I guess my window is open. Okay, we're cooking here. We're doing something. What about the color of the water? Is the color of the water good? Should I make this glowing? Add glow. No. Okay, y'all can still see what I'm doing. Good. What was the name again? Cassandra Complex author. I don't even know his name, man. All I know him is by his YouTube handle and his art, the animation that he made. So, yeah. But he streams like really long streams. Like he streams like a manga artist streams. Manga artists, like they'll tend to stream for like 8 hours, 10 hours. And they'll probably just go to sleep at some point, during the stream. But not on stream. Just they just have the stream going. because even manga authors need to self-promote these days. It's not enough to just draw the comic these days anymore. Oh, you know what? You know what? Yeah, that's what we need to do. We put a little reflection there. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit darker pencil is what I want. So I'm gonna hit glow. I might do glow, but I want blue, actually bluish green, and then okay, and then what I want to do, take my oil paint. You know how the water that comes up has all these effects? Actually, it would be good to get like a reference for how this actually looks, just so I'm not winging it. I just know that that's there, and that's what helps put some realism behind it. Not even necessarily like 100% realism, but just enough to where you know, like, okay, yeah, this is water. Water has a reflection. All right. Let me see. Let me go to, let me just look up a reference for that and just take a look. Poolside. Yeah, because it's gonna have water like this. Oh, that's a nice, I like that. Put that in my Elemental Vibe folder. And I'll do that with that one as well. Okay, I can't really find the reference I'm looking for, but I am finding a whole bunch of other cool stuff that I like. Darn it. You never know when you're going to click on an ad. Yeah, this is the kind of light I was looking for. Yeah, as much respect as I have for older heads, the bar has been raised way higher for the current generation of artists. There's way too much crap that we have to do to get noticed amongst the masses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. And then the old heads are just like, well, we've made our money. Let's make sure none of the younger guys can get a shot. And we'll just have all the opportunities and stuff for ourselves. And nobody can ever get up. But but yeah, the like we have a wealth of opportunities to actually like grow our fan base, whereas the old heads didn't have their own, like, this is like my TV show basically. Like the old heads didn't have their own, you know, public access. I mean, they had public access like TV, but they didn't have their own like station like this is. Like, this is like a radio station for me where I can just broadcast, you know, that's what YouTube is, broadcast yourself, where you could just constantly like, hey, let me show you what I'm drawing, let me talk about my life, let me show you like who I am and all that kind of stuff. They didn't have that. So basically I'm trying to do what like take full advantage of what the old heads probably wish they had if they had this option. You know what I mean? And even then, I feel like, oh man, maybe I'm not doing enough. I should probably do more. Um, I did have a video that I was supposed to do on Monday, but no, Tuesday. But I had a friend. I was helping a friend out and whatnot, so I doubled up. I made two videos the next day on Wednesday, so I'll be posting that extra video on Saturday this week. Um, let's see. Midwest says, yeah, you basically have to go viral, but there's always a chance. Yeah, doing YouTube videos like this is kind of like playing the lottery, where you have to, as long as you continue to do the videos, there's a chance that one of them might blow up and you'll go big. But because you go big doing the videos, you'll have a whole wealth of other videos that people can look into once you do go big. All right, so yeah, it would be nice to do those effects on the water as well, like how there's all these like watery effects on there in the pool. Let me look at some actual pool rooms references. I'm sure I'll come across one or two here and there. This is one. Pool rooms. Okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. I feel like the airbrush could be good for getting the water reflection. Airbrush. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good for all sorts of things. Okay, yeah. This is a good reference for... Hang on a minute. Okay, yeah. This is what I need. Jom says, the old thinking wants you to earn it instead of it being handed to you. Yeah. Old thinking wants to earn it. Yeah, 100%. Ouch. Whoa, what's this? This looks kind of neat. Oh, whoa, they finally made a book. Yeah, I would buy that if I had the money. Damn, let me just save that. This is one of my favorite artists that makes stuff on what's it called? On Twitter. This is a really nice piece too. Let me save that as well. And Demi Postica is always doing some really cool stuff too. Let me save that. Yeah, and this is how I get, addicted to Pinterest. I just save the fuck out of everything that I like. But yeah, this is a good image. Really good for what I'm trying to do. Where is the light source even coming from? All the way back there, I think. Yeah, really cool. This is a place I would visit. I would definitely walk around here. Really, really cool. I like the vibe of this one. Okay. So I'm gonna go back here, and then what I want to do, create another layer. Oh. Jen. Okay, and then I'll go over here. And I'll probably do the same on the surface of the water. Let's see if we can do that with this. It's not giving me quite the vibe that I want to go for. Let me see. Add. No. What if I just did add, normal add? No. What if I do overlay? No, overlay. Color burn? Nope. I guess it'll just have to be. Let's try glow dodge. That might be the one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to use either this. Nope. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. But let me see what it does with add. No, I like it better as glow dodge. Can you all see what I'm doing? Okay, good. John says they also want you to pay your dues like they did. The way they did. We don't have to suffer like that anymore. New opportunities and times. Carpe diem, seize the day. Yeah, 100%. The way they paid their dues. I mean, you're gonna have to pay your dues no matter what. Meaning, like, to get your spot in the industry and make your name, claim your position in the industry, you're definitely gonna have to do a lot of work that you either don't want to do or just grind really hard on a project that you really believe in, or just spend the time that is, or accept that it's gonna take a lot of time to get to the spot that you're aiming for. Because all the names that you hear of nowadays, like Rick Remender, Brian Bendis, Brett Booth, all those guys, Jorge Jimenez, all of them paid their dues, making their own stuff, making bad stuff, like making stuff that wasn't popular. And they had to prove themselves first before they ever got a real chance at something. And because they built their skills doing a whole bunch of things that nobody really read except for the people that gave them their opportunities, and they stuck it out and they kept going, that's when they were able to create a name for themselves, because people gave them a shot. Like after they'd shown that they're here to stay and they're not going anywhere. Man, I have a lot of bugs flying around here. Might have to close my window. There we go. All right. Good. That one's kind of big. I had to kill it immediately. Phew. Okay, now it is dead. I can focus again. Hopefully there isn't another one like it. Yeah, there was a lot of bugs for some reason. All right. But yeah, summer is right around the corner. In fact, I think it might already be here, but we're still getting like spring rains and whatnot. Let's see. Midwest says, a fun trick I learned for drawing water is draw a bunch of wobbly circles, big ones, then small ones, and then try to fill in the gaps and transform tool to fit the perspective you need. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's another good way to do it. If I had like that's a way to do it. Like if I was like following a tutorial and just like, oh cool, I'm gonna try out this tutorial for fun and do it the right way, you know what I mean? But there's like, it's like, okay, well, I don't even have time to look up the tutorial to do that. So I'm just gonna have to do it the way I'm doing it right now, which is just kind of haphazard and offbeat, and just kind of be like, oh, it looks good enough, and then just move on. That's just how it is with making comics and such. You just kind of do what you got to do, and then let's see, and then just be like, oh, good enough, and then go to the next. Okay, so I think that's decent. That's a good place to stop. We'll go to the wall reflection, and I'm gonna go, and then I'll let's see. Is doing what you ate doing faster digitally or the old school physical way? Is doing what you ate? What did I eat? Is faster digitally or old school physical way? Just by my interpretation of the question, for me, inking is faster doing traditionally. Like inking and drawing on paper is faster traditionally for me, just because I'm so used to doing it traditionally, and I just can get the result that I'm looking for faster digitally. I don't have to wait for the result a lot like I do with digital. I can get prettier results with digital, but it doesn't feel as alive. Is doing what you are doing. Oh, is doing what you are doing faster digitally or the old school physical way? I guess what you mean by what I'm doing is like making the comic or making an illustration. But coloring for me is faster digitally, and there's less room. There's less worry about making mistakes. Way less, and that kind of allows you to have more fun with the drawing process as well, because you're not worried about fucking up and then now your whole thing is ruined. Okay, so last step on this piece here is I'm gonna take that. Actually, what I'm gonna do, just do a little rectangle thingy, and I'm gonna hit option, option. There we go. And then I'm gonna go to oh yeah, okay, cool. That's the reflected light. And then here's what I'll do. I'll just, there we go. That's the final step here. I don't want it to be too bright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to not show it. Then I'm going to lower that down a little bit. Lower the luminosity. Nice. That's in a place where I like it to be. I'm going to erase the little part by Chelsea's head. I'm going to do that by selecting her hair and then going to the reflected light layer and deleting. That way. Cool. So that's basically done there. And I kind of want to do some of this reflection stuff on the pool thing as well. Let me see what's up. Let's see. Your ways are working well. Hadn't realized you were like 80% done. Oh yeah. Yeah, if it's just for like a small little area like this, then there's no need to go like, all out for all of it. Let me see. John says waiting for the ink to dry, for example. Waiting for the ink to dry is not that bad. Like, it's just a very short, it doesn't take that long for it to dry. And this illustration I did digitally, all of it digitally. But in for the main comic, I do it traditional and digital, and waiting for the ink to dry is not a big deal. I just don't fill in black spaces anymore on the page. I can do that later at another point for fun, but I just don't do that in general because it would take up too much time. I just close in the areas as much as possible and then fill bucket in when I get to the digital step. What else? Let me say what's up to Canvas Engineer. Appreciate you coming out to the show, dude. It's going pretty well, man. I'm just finishing up this drawing here and moving forward. Let's see. Midwest says, bro, I hate waiting for the ink to dry. I've smudged it so many times due to my impatience. Yeah. Especially like erasing over it. That's the worst. That's the very worst. The whole workflow, I mean. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. Let me capture the color of the wall reflection and then see if I can reflect some of that on this pool thing. There we go. Nice. I wonder if I can put it here as well, and would it look good? I don't know. I don't know how much the water would be reflecting on some of the higher parts. This is like where reference comes in handy, where if you just don't know how something's gonna look, get a reference. I don't know if it will be reflecting there because the water isn't there, and it's the only other part that's closest to it is itself, like the other, slide. The slide just below it. Spider Noir just dropped. I saw one of my favorite like React channels, your boy Roshi, reacting to episode 1, or I saw like a thumbnail of them reacting to episode 1. So I'm guessing it's out now, and I just I don't know if I'm interested in seeing it. I mean, hopefully it's good, but I'm really just interested in the movie of what's it called? It's not No Way Home, it's like, or maybe it is No Way Home. I forget, but it's the latest Spider-Man movie. That's the only thing I'm really interested in right now. Okay, let me take these shadows here and remove them. Whoa, not like that. And another thing we can do to like really set some of these things in the back is color the shadows or color the lines. So I'm gonna command click on my lines here. Then I'm gonna remove the showing of the border so I don't see it. Then I'm gonna color. I'm gonna go on a layer above it. Water. Fine. I wonder if these will still show up if I put them all in a layer. They don't show up the right way if I put them all in a layer, in a folder. It doesn't show up right. So, let me see. KOs. And then basically, I just start coloring the lines with like a blue color to show atmospheric perspective that these are being dropped back in space. So that's a little bit too light. What I want to do is darken it. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to hit hue saturation. Nope. Hue saturation. Darken it. Lighten it. Desaturate it. Change the hue. Saturate it again to figure out which hue I want. Make it a little bit more blue. Then I'll desaturate again. And that's a good way that I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to that. Darken it. Darken it. Whoops. And I'm going to select the new darken color. Use that for these ones back here. So that's all for these. Will you watch in color or black and white? I didn't even know if there was an option. That's pretty cool. It might be a gimmick thing, but I mean that's something fun, you know, that they're trying to do. Garth says it's New Day. Oh yeah, Brand New Day, I think, which is like I think a comic reference to a comic that everyone universally hates. I've never read it myself, but I've never heard anything good about it. So yeah, hopefully the movie is good despite it, but it's weird because it's got a whole bunch of Daredevil elements in it. I'm like, it's a Spider-Man movie. Why are you putting all this Daredevil stuff in there? It's got the Punisher. It's got the hand, or is it the foot? I think it's the hand. And I'm just like, what is all this Daredevil stuff doing in my Spider-Man movie? And at the very least, Daredevil could be in it, you know, having fun, doing some stuff. So it would be cool if he was in the movie as well. I was always theorizing with my friends, like, oh, maybe Daredevil will show up in the MCU and he'll show up in the final battle against Thanos. But, you know, I didn't see him there. There was no like cameo where he was running in, fighting against all these hordes of like, you know, monsters and stuff. So that would have been nice, but I didn't see him. I didn't see him like anywhere peeking out. Okay. So if we go to I want to improve the shadows on her hair. And then first, let me check. It's been an hour 36. Oh, it's actually been an hour. Okay, I'll be on here for just a little while longer. Maybe at the 2-hour mark, I'll stop. The foot is TMNT. Yep, because it's all like a parody based off of Daredevil to begin with. But TMNT shares DD Origins creator said so. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So we're working on the shadows. Do I want the shadows to be a different color? Let me hit up the good old hue saturation thing, and we can check. Whoa, a little too light there. What if it was super dark? No. Okay. I don't want the shadows to be green. Usually when you have the shadows be a certain color, the light source has to be a different color. Or it has to be like, if you have warm shadows, you have to have cool lights. But if you have cool lights, you have to have warm shadows. I do kind of like this color for the shadows. But it works more inside the space rather than outside. Yeah, I'd have to change the shadows on these guys outside of it. Let me see. I don't want it to be purple shadows. That's the usual go-to. Saturation. I like that. Okay. Where's the highlight? Okay. So this is not necessarily the color that I want as highlights, or it's not how I want them to look. I'm gonna erase them. There we go. Because they need to look sharper. Need to look better. All right. Today is the 28th, I think. And then tomorrow is the 29th. Then what am I going to do? I guess I just got a few things I need to wrap up and finish up. So here's what I want to do. I think I might just blend all this. And then I'll do another layer with the actual highlight color that I want. Or like the super highlight, if that makes sense. Yeah. What am I using? The running color on fiber. Yeah. Running color on fiber is always like a fun blending style. erase all of that out of the shadow layer. So I'll go ahead and Option or Command select the shadows. And then I'll go to the highlight layer. And then I'll just clear it. Yep, that'll clear it all. Go ahead and erase some of this. I think what I'll do is, yeah, I'll soft erase it out. That kind of removes some of that lovely blending effect we got. Okay. Then I'll do another hard light layer. I'll just call it True Highlights. And that's where I'll put the actual shines. Okay. Nice. Go over here and blend this out a little bit more. Change the color a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. Hit save. This isn't even supposed to be a really in-depth drawing, actually. I'm supposed to just kind of do it quickly and move on, because it's like an end of the chapter illustration, really. It's not really supposed to be super detailed or anything. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go over here. I want to see, would it look right if I did a shadow that would go down here like that? Because this is not really that close to that area, and it wouldn't look right. Yeah, it still has to have some space between it. Okay, I'm gonna head out in about 5 minutes or so and call it a night. Let me just add in some shadows in some other places here. Not make it so complicated. And I'll just blend them out. I want to erase this one. Okay. There we go. Blendy, blendy. It is kind of weird that that place is lit as well as it is over there. But as long as it registers as over there and not right in front of us, that's kind of nice. I'm going to choose option. Hit option. Nice. That's the effect, the exact effect I wanted. Then I'm going to hit my top shadow layer. See what that would look like. I don't know. I like that. You know what else? I'm going to hit option. Nope. Option, disinclude that and disinclude that. Then I'm going to go back to the top shadow and then I'm going to hit nope. I think it's fine to leave it as is. And then what I want to do is put a little bit of a highlight on that. And then, whoops. Yeah. And then I want to do something similar here. Where I just put some highlights on the tiles. I'll give them a little bit of extra dimension. Like, oh, we're in a tiley place. That's the quickest way to do them. And then I want to go back and do it this way to indicate where the light is coming from. And this will probably be the last little thing that I do on stream before I go and do anything else. Yeah, that's looking good. Nice. And then what else? What else can I put on the floor? Could I put some shadows? Would that make it look okay? Just gonna option, deselect all that. And then, nope. Maybe put some light on it. color wheel. Do I want that light there? What if I put shadows here? That does give it a little bit extra dimension. What if I turn down that light here? It's not any better or worse. It's just fine. I'm gonna hit save. And I think I'll leave it like that for now. And I won't do too much more on it. I'm probably gonna do my characters a little bit and make them a little bit stronger. Just render them out a little bit more. I'm gonna have a light up here. Make it more white. Let's smooth out the edges a little. What the hell? There we go. All right. And I think I'll leave it there for now and sign off. This is where we are on the witch drawing, which we're almost done with. I'll probably finish it off in a separate video and then post it. And then this I'll finish off either tonight or tomorrow and then post that as well. But yeah. Thank you guys. Let me see. For coming to the show. Thanks for coming. And I'll go ahead and finish up the drawings that I have here, and then what else? Start up on chapter 3 and just keep going, trying to maintain like a chapter per month if I can, and just keep that going as long as I possibly can. So yeah, appreciate you coming out to the show, and I'll see you next week. Peace out, y'all. And